Good afternoon, folks. It's another episode of the Gary and Mark Show, and I'm Gary.
And that would make me Mark.
Yes, it would. And we're coming to you not live,
but we are alive.
We're alive and well, and we're at Green River Eddie's Tap Room at Saluda Outfitters.
Saluda, North Carolina.
Saluda, North Carolina.
And our folks can't see this. Actually, some of them might be able to see us. But Gary did not even look over there at the cue cards, which are 3 T-shirts on the wall for sale.
Nice T-shirts, too.
They are nice T-shirts. Yeah. So we are happy to be back. This is episode 26.
26.
It is. And
that's half a year. You know, I mean, 26.
Well, yeah,
if you did one a week.
We have been doing this for more than half a year.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, and actually, we're in our second season, but that gets confusing.
Right.
So, as always, we're going to start with a few shout-outs.
Okay.
And we'll get those going here. And first of all, I want to just say that we've had, and we've not acknowledged them in the past, a few individual donors. So, of course, people know we've got Green River Eddies and L.J. Myers, White Dove Releases, and all those places.
Yeah.
But some people give us some money just out of their generosity.
Actually, real money.
Real money. So we wanted to thank those today. So we got a couple. One is Wade Pridgeon.
Wade Pridgeon.
He gave us a few bucks.
Thank you, Wade.
Joe Clark. You know Joe Clark.
Joe Clark.
He gave us some money.
And this nice card that came with it.
He did. Read some of that card.
So. All right. Gary and Mark, being a longtime supporter of the arts and live performance, I'm enclosing a small donation to support your efforts.
It wasn't actually that small.
No. You may recall I was an early member props division of the mighty Mondammin Art Players.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Do you?
I actually do. I remember we did a run for props for the 71 when we were doing the 50th anniversary.
Okay. Well, I was there, but I was a peon.
Yeah. Well, he sent this nice donation. He said he knows we like to toss a few back, and it's to help with the drinking fund.
We appreciate that, Joe.
And we're looking forward to tossing a few with Joe.
Absolutely.
We'll get him down here.
Look forward to that.
He said perhaps someday he could matriculate. Whew, wow.
Big
he
word.
At our fine university and join Charlie Tucker. Since we are the Harvard of podcasting.
He says that.
He refers to it here.
We are the
Harvard of podcasting.
And I also want to thank Charles Gershon from Asheville, who also gave us a donation.
Yeah.
So we want you to know you too could get your name called out.
Yeah.
You just go on our website at www.garyandmark.com and find that Our Sponsors page. Your name will be there.
Yeah.
Support the arts.
Yeah.
We did hear from a friend of ours.
Want
to know if we were a 501c.
501c3.
Yeah. 501c3.
Yeah.
That's right.
50.
And I'm not even sure what they got.
Well, that's it's a nonprofit.
Well, we're nonprofit.
Well, as far as making any money, yes, we are. But I'm not sure we'd qualify. And if that's what's holding back a donation from Frank T. Shell.
You weren't supposed to say his name, but you did.
Oh, I did.
That's okay.
Well, anyone knows Frank, they're not surprised.
Well,
He's
can
waiting.
pretend we're a 501c.
And maybe send us some Monopoly money.
I'd rather go with the real money.
Real money.
All right.
And then we got words, which are almost as valuable.
We absolutely. So we got this great comment.
Well,
on Facebook. Read it to us.
This from Neil Rogers.
Neil Rogers.
He was a camper at Mondammin and a counselor, and these are his words. He says, Gary and Mark make a great team. I binge listened to all the podcasts. Now, let me interject here. You could binge listen to our podcast and be done in a couple of hours. It wouldn't take you days.
That's true.
They're pretty short. Anyway, he says, Pam Stone episode was a hoot. Big shout out to other Mondammin alumni. Being a camper and a counselor was some of the best times of my life. I vaguely remember swimming to Rabbit Island and back as a swimming qualification test.
Wow, that would be a big test.
And then he says, Rabbit Island is definitely all Gary and Mark say it is.
There you go.
Yeah, well,
there
maybe
you go.
Neil might want to, Might want to get in on the timeshare there.
You know, he should. And,
Yeah.
for someone who's going to binge listen to all of those episodes, they deserve a Rabbit Island decal for their car.
I think we
Or
need
two
to
or
get
three.
his mailing address
Yeah.
so we can.
So-
Those are going out
Yeah.
to you, Neil.
Neil, just
Our staff. We'll get Howard on that.
That's
Yeah.
right. We will do that. But every so often, someone is really nice
Yeah.
and leaves us a review on iTunes, iPod, whatever,
Yeah.
podcast.
A note in a can. Something.
And so far,
Yeah.
they've all been really good
Yeah.
reviews. But we have one that came the other day. You want to read that, Gary?
Okay, I sure do.
It's got 5 stars. We want to point that
5
out.
stars. And it says above it, the real thing. Whatever you want to say about these two guys, they are for real. I enjoy their ramblings about Rabbit Island, Gary and Mark Podcast University, Getting Old or Surviving, and Happy Hour Beer. Next best thing to visiting Mayberry.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we like being compared to Mayberry.
Yes, we do.
So while we took this quick break, we phoned up this person. He was good enough.
He's a real person.
He is. He emailed us
Yeah.
and told us a little bit about him.
Yeah.
And he is the real deal. So we want to bring on all the way from Arizona, James Jim Moore. We got that right? Yeah.
And the house goes wild.
Are you there, Jim?
I'm there. Jim is good for the name.
All right.
Okay. So we read your quote. We are so happy to be here. So Jim not only is a listener,
Yeah.
but he is a professor.
He's an educated listener.
He is. I'm talking about.
Check out those degrees.
I'm going to read some of them. I don't
I
want to
would.
embarrass Jim.
No.
Now, first of all, a lot of our listeners are probably from North Carolina, South Carolina. They see ASU. To them, that means what?
Appalachian
State Mountaineers. But this guy is a Sun Devil, Arizona State University. All right, I'm going to start at the bottom.
Yeah.
BS Zoology.
Yep.
I won't say which schools, but they're pretty impressive.
Yeah.
BS Psychology.
Yep.
Juris Doctor.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
That's a PhD, isn't it?
I think it's like a lawyer or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, we have one of those on our team. An MBA,
Yeah.
okay, and then a PhD.
Dang.
And he's a real professor.
He is.
But there's one thing he does not have.
But he will soon.
He will soon have. It's because we are going to make you, James Jim Moore,
Yes.
one of our newest graduates
A graduate
of
of the Gary and Mark Podcasting University.
Yay! And not only that, you're getting your degree. I know you can't see this diploma, but I'm holding it up to it actually is a camera we're using
Yeah.
today.
Real
Still says
camera.
record, yep. So it's with honors.
With honors.
So you now have a new BS.
Yeah.
So
To go with your other BS. You got 2
he's
BS.
got like 3 now.
Oh, I've got a lot of BS.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you'll fit in here.
You might not want to mention this one to ASU.
Yeah.
That's kind of up to you. But Jim contacted us because he was interested in being part of our university.
Uh-huh.
And now he is.
Well, I
officially.
mean, the job interview, the screening,
We did that quickly.
we did.
Just a minute ago.
Yeah.
He passed.
He passed.
I didn't even have to do a background check. We can
Board
tell
of
who's
Governors,
honest.
Alumni Association.
That's right.
Everybody.
Okay, so he had an idea
Uh-huh.
for a sport. He read about our university's athletic program, and we were impressed that he did all that research. But he came up, I'm going to let him explain what he's interested in doing. There we go. Gary's found it here.
Yeah.
He would like to be in charge of the Aluminum Man Triathlon. You still interested in that, Jim?
I am. I'll tell you why.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
I work at the university. The big money is in coaching, not
okay.
being faculty. So, it's like, there's football coach money and there's basketball coach money. And I figured there might be more coach money here. And I hear you guys pay your coaches at Gary and Mark Podcast University twice what you pay the faculty.
Well, and they get paid twice what we get paid too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they
That's
do.
what I hear.
So
Yeah.
it's a good deal.
Yeah.
If you work for that, if you work for twice what we pay them, you've got the job for sure.
Well,
We can
that's
give
why
you
I applied.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'll give you a bonus.
Yeah.
So tell us about this
Okay.
Aluminum Man Triathlon.
Okay, I'm just about 10 years shy of where you guys are, and I've got a corresponding buddy, Steve. And we were in school back in the 80s, and Ironman triathlon was becoming popular.
Mhm.
And you see those guys running a marathon, and they'd be swimming through the ocean with sharks for like 2.5 miles, and they'd go on a 100-mile bike race, and they didn't look like they were having fun.
Yeah.
They looked like they were in a lot of pain. And there was that runner guy, Jim Fix, had that book called Running. He looked like in pain. He died of a heart attack.
I know.
He died of a heart attack.
That's right.
And so, Steve and I were not into that kind of hardcore physical activity. And so we decided, instead of the Ironman, where iron's very strong, we decided we would create Aluminum Man with different events. Aluminum being a softer metal, but also associated with some of our favorite beverages.
I like
beer
that.
cans.
Yes, it is.
Gary and I should toast to that, Gary.
Yeah, I'm going to clink.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the 3 events that we decided to go for were golf, bowling, and pool. And none of these are cardiovascular. In fact, none of them are even timed.
I like that.
And you go to most of the places and they all sell beer. You're out in the golf course, attractive young women come out on a golf cart and sell you beer. And so we thought we would have our own triathlon. And I'm not the best golfer, but I'm a pretty good beer drinker. And the same thing, I'm not the best bowler. So we made all the sports beer adjusted.
I like that. How does that work?
Well, I'll start off with bowling. It's the simplest one. After you release the ball and before the pin setter does that up and down drop thing, if you drink a bowling alley beer, so that could be like a little 7-ounce plastic cup or 10-ounce, you get a pitcher and you've got a plastic cup. If you completely consume a beer, you can count another pin down.
Oh.
So you can turn a spare into a strike.
You mean in the length of time it takes a ball to go down and a pin setter to go up and back down? You could drink a whole beer? That sounds like a sport in itself. But 7 ounce.
Yeah.
I mean, this is 16.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
So,
Beer adjusted.
Now, the trouble some of the players had was sometimes they have 2 pins up, but they were like straight in a line and they thought they were going to knock down one. And it's like, oh, there's 2 there.
So, okay.
But that so you could, turn a few spares into strikes, and you know how that adds up. Now, for golf, we figured it's not going to be 1 stroke per beer. We do it per hole, but we did something called a Stableford, a modified Stableford. The way a Stableford works, instead of adding up your strokes, is you get points on each hole, depending on whether it's a par or a bogey or a double bogey or something. So let's say you get 5 points for a par, you get 3 points for a bogey, you get 10 points for a birdie. What happens is if you completely consume a beer between teeing off and holing out, you subtract a stroke.
Man.
Oh, boy.
I mean, could you drink more than 1 beer, or is that not allowed?
You can. Yeah, you can. Now, if it's a short par 3 and you land relatively close where you think you might get a birdie, you can drink yourself a hole in one. And we've got some additions to the rules. Like in golf, there's a rule you can only have 15 clubs in your bag. We had a rule you could have no more than 20 beers and clubs. Some people would throw 5 beers in their bag. Some people would throw a 12-pack in their bag and only carry 8 clubs.
I had an uncle who used to only play with 3 clubs, so he could take 17, I guess.
Yeah. And so there are a few other rules, but that's the basic one.
So have we actually started playing this league?
Oh, yeah, we've done that.
Oh, you have done this?
We did the first one back in 1988.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
We've had several of them. We're nationwide. We've had them in California, Las Vegas,
California,
Chicago.
That's where the Betty Ford Clinic is, it sounds like. Yeah.
So is Steve and you the commissioners of this league?
We are. With the term we use are the 2 guys in charge.
Okay, well, we like that.
I like that. Yeah.
And so I see.
Yeah, we had hats the first year. That's it.
Well,
the 2 guys in charge.
We got the stickers, and you have one now, Rabbit Island decal.
Oh yeah.
So there's a website that says www.thealuminumnation.com. So people will put that on their website. Goes along with the show notes.
And that's I predict that's just going to take over the country. Yeah,
I do. I think we need to start one here, Gary.
Well,
and we need to get Jim over here to be at the first meet. What do you call it? Meet or try? I guess you call it triathlon.
Well, let's see. I think we called it an event.
An event.
So you don't do them all in one day necessarily. It's like over.
Oh yeah, we do. We do. We could split it up. You could have one person do the bowling part for you, and another person do the golf.
I think I could just do the beer drinking part.
Yeah.
I'm not a great bowler. I haven't played golf since high school.
Like in baseball, you got the designated hitter. You could be the designated drinker.
Now you're talking. Put that in the rule book.
I'll tell you.
See, this is why I need to talk to you guys.
Now, we are so glad. We do. We said we had to run this by Don, our athletic director, but we're forgetting Don, right?
I think Don's
we are the founders of university, so we can. He's our athletic director, Jim, but we're going to move you right onto the position, add you to the website.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And I think Spring Briggs who's the direct of the
female running triathlon. There we go.
Female triathlon.
Yeah, the boring type with a bicycle and
she
running.
sounded legit.
She is legit. Gary knows her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think she would endorse this.
Yeah.
I will mention this. The women's triathlon team at ASU won the national championship most recently.
Wow.
Well, that is great.
There you go.
So I do have a couple questions though. Like, what is a sun devil?
A sun devil, I think initially, if you go back, it was kind of a dust devil.
Yeah, it's a little like a little mini a little bit. You see them.
It's like a
little mini tornado kind of thing.
Okay.
The wind blows and catches the dust, and it's nothing to really worry about like a tornado. But that was, I think, the initial one. But we've got Sparky the Sun Devil, the mascot.
Sparky. Yeah.
So he was actually designed by Walt Disney Studios.
Oh my goodness. What's something like that?
They say that the original drawing actually looks a little bit like Walt. You look at his little mustache.
Have to check that out if we can.
Hey, I'm going to give ASU a plug here, and that's Arizona State, because they right now are hosting. There's a wonderful sculptor from down near Saluda named Michael Sherrill, and his retrospective collection of he's a ceramicist. He does all kinds of stuff. Is at ASU right now.
How'd you know that?
I saw it on Facebook.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I might have to check that out.
Yeah.
He's
quite something. He's quite something.
So what's the weather like out there in Arizona right now?
It's going to be about 77 today. I have to do a little bit of yard work. I got back from the gym this morning and I harvested some oranges and grapefruit from my tree and juiced some juice.
Wow.
So we're at the prime season right now. This is where you want to be right now.
Well, we're 40s right here today.
And cold northwest wind.
Yeah. We thought about doing outside.
And you can't pick the oranges yet. I can't even find the oranges.
No, I'll tell you, the blossoms are starting to fall off the peach tree.
Oh.
I'll have peaches come.
Well, we have peaches around here, but not this time of year.
No, my peaches will come in May, June, July.
Well, we get ours sooner than that. Because ours is in June, July, don't we?
I'd say July, August.
I just buy them at the store, but or stand. So let me ask you. So occasionally we have a faculty meeting. We don't have a big budget to fly you out to it. So you think you ever get to North Carolina?
I've got a brother-in-law in South Carolina. So
what town? You remember what town?
Oh, I don't know. He always comes to visit here. I haven't gone to see him.
Well, that's a small state. I'm sure it can't be too far away. We're right on the border.
Yeah.
So Watershed is just like 8 miles away. So
well, also I have an aunt out there in Raleigh. So
yeah. Well,
my mom's sister is out there.
See, there you go. So you got all kinds of connections. So
I got family nearby.
Okay.
We have to get you here because, you're official. I'm going to send you a PDF of your diploma. I have a copy of it here, but we're too cheap for stamps. So you get to print it on your own parchment paper. We have some Watershed goat parchment.
All the degrees he has, I'm sure he's got parchment just laying around.
He could stick this on the back of his PhD one.
He sure could.
That's right. So it has been fun having you on with us.
And welcome to our faculty.
Absolutely.
And the Aluminum Man Triathlon.
There we go. Is that the name of it officially?
We
have it's the triathlon for the rest of us.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's just like Rabbit on and a Hair Better.
Yeah.
Aluminum Man Triathlon for the rest of us.
Maybe we could host one of those at Rabbit Island.
We have enough room.
I think that would work.
That would. I'm not sure if they're bowling out.
I mean, is the golf course big enough? Or?
Oh,
we can make it big enough.
We might have to work on that.
You've heard of like these short 9-hole courses?
Right.
It's more like a putting green, but we can putt from different areas.
Yeah,
we have putting contests.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all, you can all make it up and improvise. That's how we did it.
I'm telling you, it's great. Well, we are happy to have you on the show. We're gonna let you go in just a second, but thanks for being there. We'll be in touch. We want to get you on again and again and again.
And
I'll be fine.
And careful with that yard work, Jim.
Yeah, that could do you in.
Careful with that yard work now.
Remember what running did to Jim Fix? You want to be careful in the yard work.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, James H. Moore, JD and PhD and BS up his whatever.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Gary and Mark Podcasting University.
I feel better already.
I do too.
I'm happy to share the BS with you.
Okay.
I am so grateful we found this person. He found us.
Yes.
All right, Jim. Thanks so much.
Good day.
We're going to talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
And that was great to have Jim on our show. Jim Moore from
What a guy.
Arizona State University, or the state of Arizona. We better say his university may not want people to know he's part of our university now. It could be something to do with contract breach or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, you've got a serious issue to talk about.
Well, I do.
And what is it?
Well, we've been on an up note here, but
nothing but ups.
And
don't be a downer, Gary. It's almost near the end of the show.
And we always, as they say, like in Monty Python's History of Brian, always look on the bright side of life.
There's a song called "Look on the Sunny Side of Life."
Keep on the
Keep on the sunny side. You should sing that for us, Gary.
But it's also our duty to raise consciousness and shine a light when we see things that are troubling.
That's true. It's almost like a PSA, public service announcement.
Beg your pardon. Oh, one of those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Things that are wrong.
What could be wrong?
Well, things that need to be acknowledged.
What are you talking
we've ignored. We waited for others to speak up.
But they aren't speaking up?
No, they aren't. But we can't be silent any longer.
Well, I'm glad someone's taking. I don't even know what he's talking about, but I'm glad someone's going to take.
Well, the signs are troubling. We can't ignore it.
What are the signs? What?
Well, it's time. We think the Gary and Mark Show need to bring up and confront.
Whew, this sounds serious.
CBE.
CBE.
Yes.
Congressional Bullying of Environmentalists.
Cat bullying of the elderly.
Oh, my gosh.
Uh-huh.
I have actually heard of that.
Well, you've probably seen evidence of it.
I don't know.
Well, have you been at the grocery store, at the pet food aisle?
Yep.
Old people standing around tearfully recounting how they can't buy the case of Fancy Feast, thus saving like 3 cents a can because their cat or cats refuse to eat one of the entrees included in the case.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
Because we have cats at home and dogs, and I can buy a case of something, and you're right. If it's a choice of 4 items in that box, they won't eat one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a waste of money.
Well,
so you mean that's cat abuse of the elderly?
Well, that's just how it starts. I mean,
It's
you
more.
need to do, just stand in the aisle, eavesdrop. The picture gets darker. Cats, people talking about cats demanding to be let out at all hours.
And that's not good when you can't sleep in the first place.
Cats demanding to be let in at all hours.
These people don't have a cat door.
Well,
they bring in things you don't want to bring in.
Yeah, you might get a possum that way.
We've had that, actually. That's a true story. Another episode.
So it's in, out, in, all night long, goes on and on. And so these elderly people are sleep deprived.
So now they're broke, wasting money on food the cats won't eat.
Yeah.
And now they're sleep deprived. That just sounds like abuse to me.
And see, a young person could handle it, but cats, they know if you're old.
Wow.
They can sense it.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
You've done research.
Well, and that's when they're most likely to adopt these bullying tactics. Meowing at all hours.
Does it matter what age the cat is?
No. It's just the people.
Just the people.
It could be a young cat or an old cat. Young cats, though, they kind of capture your heart first.
True.
But then once you get old, they know they got you.
Sounds serious.
The staring directly at an elderly person.
Oh, that's enough to make me shiver.
Turning their back to an elderly person while the elderly person is trying to get the cat's attention.
Has already fed them, led them in and out, out, in, and turns the back on the old person.
Refusing treats unless there are more treats.
What do you mean by that?
And more treats.
Yeah, that's...
And then refusing affection.
That is...
It's
downright mean.
It's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking.
It's especially tough when 2 or more cats gang up on one old person.
That is the way you would put it, ganging up.
So
what can we do about it?
I'm glad you asked that.
I did ask that. I'm going to ask it again. What can we do about cat
Well,
bullying of the elderly?
First, know the 3 behavioral signs of cat bullying.
This sounds like something we need to put up on a website.
Yeah, here you go. People, you can write this down. Get your pencil and your paper.
Yep.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Starts with the letter C.
Okay, I like that.
Confusion.
Confusion.
Confusion in the individual anytime they're asked about anything that doesn't involve cats.
All right.
Yeah.
Confusion.
All right.
C.
Sign number 2. The letter A.
A. So that's C and an A.
Mm-hmm. Apathetic behavior concerning any subject that's not about cats.
These are signs.
These are signs.
Behavioral signs of the people that are being abused by the cats.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. Number 3.
Whew, there's a lot already.
The letter T.
What could that stand for?
Tremors.
Tremors.
Tremors. When it's suggested they need to get away from their cats. Notice those 3 letters, C, A, T.
That's pretty clever.
That spells cat.
It does.
It spells trouble.
It spells trouble.
It spells trouble.
With a capital C that rhymes with T. It stands for cats.
But if you can spell cat, just follow the simple identifying guidelines and call Gary and Mark's CBE hotline so we can help begin the process of allowing the elderly to take back their lives.
That's true. And if the hotline is not working, you can always email us.
You can.
GaryandMarkShow@gmail.com.
That's right.
And let us know you're suffering.
Yeah. And it's like the calling into those religious shows needing a prayer. We can at
least do that.
We can talk with you.
We can.
We can't be there next to your side, but we can be there audio wise.
We can. And we probably could, if they could put the speaker up to the cat, maybe.
Yeah, we could yell.
Yep.
You know, you can turn on the vacuum cleaner.
That often sends them running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
sends my dogs running.
Yeah.
Well, I am glad you brought this to people's attention.
Well, it's because part of our, what'd you call it, a PSA?
PSA, public service announcement.
That's right.
Yeah, it was. So we hope we've helped people today.
Yeah.
So let us know if we're helping you.
Yeah.
And so we are at the end of another episode, though.
Here we are.
It has been good. We want to thank Green River Eddie's one more time.
Oh, Green River Eddie's Tap Room.
L.J. Myers and his professional White Dove releases.
Yeah.
And our other sponsors.
Big Whiz Pocket Buddy.
Going big guns out there.
Big guns.
Big guns. And Rabbit Island Resort.
Rabbit Island Resorts.
So check out all of our stuff at www.garyandmark.com. It's been a great episode, Gary.
Yep.
You are?
I'm Gary.
I'm Mark. And we will look forward to seeing you soon in our next episode. Thanks for listening.